As I was telling you before commercial break, the Trump administration asked, and Republican-led states are answering the call, deploying additional National Guard troops to the nation's capital as part of President Trump's Operation Safe and Beautiful D.C. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer has been keeping tabs on this story for us. Brooke, good morning to you. How many more states are now sending in troops?
Marky, this makes 6 Republican-led states now saying they plan to send their own National Guard members to the nation's capital. Governors from Mississippi, Tennessee, and Louisiana have now authorized additional troops, responding to the Trump administration's request for more manpower in D.C. Those men and women will join teams from West Virginia, South Carolina, and Ohio, adding roughly 1,100 extra troops to D.C. That's on top of the 800 already called up from the D.C. Guard. President Trump on Monday defended the decision to send the National Guard to the nation's capital, declaring a crime emergency.
The press says he's a dictator. He's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner, and the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time.
But the National Guard presence in D.C. has sparked protests. Justice Department data shows violent crime in D.C. last year hit a 30-year low. On Monday, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser rejected the need for more military in the district.
The numbers on the ground in the district don't support 1,000 people from other states coming to Washington, D.C. You know the facts on the ground don't support this. You know that. So if you want to know what's happening, the question is really not for us. It's for why the military would be deployed in an American city to police Americans.
But the Trump administration says its efforts are having an impact. A White House official told News Nation nearly 400 people have been arrested since the start of their operation on August 7th, with a large number of arrests relating to illegal guns and drugs. But casting doubt on the administration's intentions, D.C.'s mayor says the military presence in her city is not just about crime, but she believes it's about immigration enforcement. Marky?
All right, Brooke Schaefer, thanks for the latest there. Appreciate the live report.
All right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushua, Bahasham Rachak, Wadash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be. Wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom, Shalom. Forgive me if you hear the mower in the background. Looks like he already cut this way, so I don't know why he's coming back over, but, you know, I can't do anything about that. But we want to get into a couple of things here, another various article session. When I say couple, I do mean a couple. And we got clips to add to this, you know, news clips, because I'm always looking through the news. So the first order of business at hand, all right, is this here. And we don't have to get into an article. I mean, you can jump into an article, as we always talk about, you know. You can type this in and, you know, it's going to give you several sites, whatever you want to go to, whatever the case may be. So this is all centered around the recent movement or deployment of troops to the Capitol, you know, by order, not by Trump, okay? It's cracking down on D.C., you know, about homelessness, and, you know, just crime and, you know, the nasty streets and stuff like that. Okay, and also, mind you, he spoke recently about, you know, in code about next hitting up the places where, you know, pretty much the slums, all right, where there's graffiti and all this kind of stuff like that. And it was pretty much it was a bow being strung up for the Southern Kingdom, and as of now, they're persecuting and have been for a short while now the Northern Kingdom Israelites. Okay, so this is about the deployment of troops. Several states are sending National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to assist with a federal crackdown, including Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Ohio, West Virginia, and South Carolina. These states are collectively deploying around 1,000 troops to join the 800 already stationed there. The deployment is part of a broader effort by the Trump administration to increase federal presence in the city. Here's a breakdown. Louisiana sending 135 members. Mississippi sending 200 troops. Tennessee sending 160 troops. Ohio West Virginia, and South Carolina, also deploying troops, though the exact number is not specified in the provided information. Other states, additional states may be sending troops, but details are not available in the provided information. And it's funny how they mention Mississippi in the news article, the news clip. Okay, talking about Mississippi, speaking about crime. You of all places, states, to be talking about no doggone crime. Mississippi is speaking about DC crime, but whatever. It says the troops will be assisting the protection of federal buildings, national monuments, and other federal properties, as well as potentially patrolling transportation hubs like metro stations and bus stations. The deployment is happening amidst an ongoing crackdown by the federal government in Washington, D.C. And obviously, as we know, at least we all should know by now, this is currently taking place. And so, yeah, you have other states who are about to assist with the movement of troops towards D.C. to help on that crackdown. And they're, if I'm correct, they're all supposed to be Republican states. Doesn't really matter whether they are or not. I believe they're all Republican states, though. It just goes to show you that if and when, which he probably will, I'm pretty sure, okay, he starts to make the move like he promised on the Southern Kingdom, that means those very same states that are listed there, Mississippi, all these, Ohio, and all these other places like that, South Carolina, those people will have no problem with moving or federalizing their states either to crack down on homelessness and crime and things of that nature. All right, so you see, it's all just a part of a bigger movement. But as the Lord always does with his prophecies, he inches them forward, okay, little bit by little bit by little bit, okay. I want to read a couple here. 2 Esdras 15:14. I always read these. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe, destruction. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. With all these stores closings, robots taking people's jobs, and people that do have jobs are not making enough to live and provide for themselves or their families or whatever, but everything keeps going up, rent, food, gas, and so on and so forth. Everything keeps going up, but their pockets are not getting fatter. The purses are still the same, okay? And so, that's a part of living here in Babylon the Great, because this place is dwindling, it's falling, it's failing, okay? And people are going to eventually at some point, whether it be the tribes or the heathens, all right, 2/3 it is, and the heathens are eventually going to rise up to take a stand like, this is not what we signed up for here in America. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So not only are they going to stand up against the local, it could be local governor or the state or the federal government itself, take a trip down to DC, and they're also going to be fighting one another amongst one another. Race wars, class wars, different kinds of riots and protests and things of that nature. And it's all going to be happening all at once when the Lord fully unleashes Babylon the Great. Yeah, Babylon the Great, but I meant fully unleashes Jacob's trouble. Okay, so this is what we're coming to. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And things get worse enough, they're gonna say, well, hey, lockdowns, right? Nobody's going here. You got a curfew. We don't want you outside. They're gonna say whatever they need to say. And and they have the power to push their hand. Okay, mind you, when Biden was in office, we were talking a lot about executive orders. Okay, and there's executive orders where they can come and raid your house. They can take your car, your truck. They can shut down the train station, the airport, the bus station. Shut down whatever they want. They can come into your house, take whatever they want, raid your pantry. Yeah, they have executive orders like that, and most American people are not aware that they can do this, because you know why? Because they're blinded with the illusion that they have freedom or choice or equality and rights and stuff like that. Okay, and they don't. Okay, everybody here that is pretty much a slave, man. So it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And the Lord promised that there's going to be an actual famine of bread and water, and diseases are going to spring up and so on and so forth. And people are going to take what they want from wherever they can get it, because they're going to be in desperate, dire need. Okay, and we're coming to that point, Jacob's trouble, man. And it's going to start by the Lord sending his sword, which is Esau, Edom, to mash up upon you tribes. Okay. Right now it's at a low level, full of a little pressure, but it's going to get real. All right. When you start to get put to death left and right, it's going to be very real. Okay. And that's all I wanted from there. As a matter of fact, I'll go back over here to that. Okay, just speaking on that, and we'll play the next couple of clips here, and actually I'll see how we'll do it. But that's it that I have for this one. So let's just move on.
Hey girlies, I wanted to show you these super cute flare pants I got on TikTok Shop.
Influencer Yareli Ashley Hermosillo killed in a road rage shooting. She was just 27 years old. Glendale, Arizona's CBS 5 reports it all started when a driver got into a minor verbal dispute with another driver on the road. Once they pulled up at a red light, the driver with the gun randomly pointed it in the opposite direction, firing towards Yareli's vehicle, which was not involved in the argument. That bullet was the one that ultimately killed the popular food blogger.
Police say this man, Jesus Doustin, is responsible for shooting and killing popular social media influencer Yareli Hermosillo.
He obviously didn't know the other car was there.
Yareli had over 60,000 Facebook followers who supported her content, mostly about healthy meal ideas. Yareli leaves behind her husband and their 4-year-old son. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the family. They write, Yareli's life was taken far too soon in a senseless act of violence. She was an innocent victim caught in the middle of a road rage incident between others, leaving her family and friends devastated.
Other news this evening, police have identified the woman found brutally murdered on the Cross County Parkway. The nightlife influencer was found dead behind the wheel. She'd been shot multiple times on her way home from work. Now police are searching for whoever pulled the trigger, and they're trying to figure out why. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo is live in Inwood with more. Anthony?
Yeah, Sandra, there's quite a memorial outside of Opus Lounge here where Ariela Mejia Polanco worked for several years. A woman just walked up and lit a candle, tells us that she worked alongside her, and she describes Ariela as always being happy. Well, it's the exact opposite now that the nightlife community is feeling. And even though police say this killing was likely targeted, well, those who worked alongside Ariela are now in fear until this killer is caught. There's no small way to say goodbye to someone who was larger than nightlife. Her name spelled out across a floral heart, a big portrait on West 202nd Street, right next to Opus Lounge, one of the spots she worked at. There's only one way people describe Ariela Mejia Polanco.
She's beautiful. She was beautiful. Beautiful. Pretty.
Known as Ariela La Langosta on social media, it's that kind of admiration that attracted more than 500,000 followers. Her notoriety as an influencer naturally brought about shock with her death, especially in her community. Cardi B posting R.I.P. Dominican Pretty.
That's what it really hurts, Dominican, very beautiful. Such a thing like this, very, very sad.
It was Sunday morning at around 8 o'clock. Westchester County Police showed up to a grisly scene on the Cross County Parkway near the Broad Street Mount Vernon exit. Mejia Polanco was found dead behind the wheel of her G-Wagon, shot multiple times. She was headed home from work at Icon, New York in Inwood. The Lounge writing in part, "Our hearts are broken. Your joy, your humility, and the way you treated everyone with so much care always made you stand out." Police are investigating this as a targeted killing, not random, but investigators are trying to figure out who wanted the influencer dead and why. Mejia Polanco's family tells us the 33-year-old was a great daughter and mother who leaves behind 2 children, ages 13 and 14.
I have a child too, and it's very heartbreaking to see these things.
Kind of frightening though.
Yeah, it's very frightening, it is.
And again, that is what we've been hearing from many of the people we've spoken with. In fact, I have to stress that several of them were too afraid to go on camera because of the manner and the circumstances that in which Ariella was killed. There have been no arrests at this point, as police again still search for the killer and also to identify a motive. Opus Lounge, where she worked for several years, releasing a statement saying in part that nightlife here in New York City has lost an angel. We're live in Inwood. Anthony Carlo.
All right, so the next or two clips, or however we're going to put it in here, nonetheless, I wanted to play these because there was a video I saw the other day about two influencers, right? They, doing what they do, sitting in front of the damn camera, eating food. Like, who the hell wants to watch somebody eat food and, talk about this and I could be out and get my own damn meal. And then there came a car crashing through the window. Okay, and yeah, I had my laugh about it. I sure did. Okay, because, and this is my point here with this message, the Lord is sick and tired of you SMIs, man. I call them SMIs, you social media influencers. And so, oh, you know what? I was supposed to grab this. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Can I get another page here? Yeah, because I punched this up the other day. I think it was yesterday I punched this up. And I'm going to see if the same, it'll give us the same answer. But yeah, the Lord is sick of these SMIs, man, these social media influencers, because it's all idolatry. It's self-worship or idol worship. Because you're either the person doing it or you're the person worshiping the person doing it, okay? And what are they influencing people to do? Nothing righteous. It's not about the Bible, okay? Which in that case, you wouldn't be social media influencing. You'd be teaching. And not you women, I'm talking about the men, but yeah, the women have a problem with social media as well. They have more of a problem because they always seeking, to get likes and hearts and, comments from random people and strangers around the world you don't know, you never met, and then you wonder why somebody's looking for you, and then they want to take you down, you know what I mean? Or there's some crazy out there want to meet you so he can put you to death, like all kinds of craziness out there. But that's what women seek, attention. Okay, only in America where a woman can dress half naked, and if you look at her, you're a weirdo. Only in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, but yeah, the Lord's sick of these social media influencers. So I typed in the other day. Let me see if I can pull it up. How many social media influencers have died over the last 2 years? And it was like 20 or so, probably more than that, but they listed like 20. Okay, and the Lord is putting these people to death. See, look, there you go. Over the last, and yesterday it said 20, but it's okay, they give us a higher number. Over the last 2 years, August 2023 to August 2025, at least 25 social media influencers have been reported to have died. This number includes individuals who gained prominence on platforms like TikTok. Yep, TikTok was a major one. Next to that, Instagram and YouTube, with causes of death ranging from illness and accidents to, as we just mentioned, violence. The reported deaths of social media influencers over the past. Oh yeah. Oh, I saw another clip. I didn't grab that. I don't think I grabbed that one. If I did, I can't remember. Because like I said, there's many videos you can pull up. I just randomly pulled two because they were recent. But this guy, he was like 76 years old. I forget the person it was, someone famous, had like this AI whatever thing kind of going on, and he was going to try to meet the person, but it was AI the whole time. And this dude, yeah, I got my cakes out of that one too. This dude tripped and fell running, I think he was trying to catch a train or a plane, and he injured himself and he died. 76 years old, okay? Behind a social media influencer, okay? Because he was idolizing that. I can't remember who the person is. You could probably pull up the news clip yourself. It was something very recent, very, very recent, okay? It just happened, okay? But yeah, it's craziness, man. He's probably not added to this list. That's how recent it was. It says notable deaths include Taylor Rousseau Grigg, who died in October at 25 after battling undisclosed medical issues. Kyle Marissa Roth, 36, died in April 2024 due to cardiac arrhythmia caused by myocardial fibrosis. Now, I don't know who any of these people are, Maybe you hear a name that might sound familiar to you, but I'm not familiar. It says Jainer Moises Pinedo Vargas, known as the Dancing Engineer, died in August 2024 at 34 from complications of dengue fever, which we were talking about that from, I think it was over there like in Africa somewhere, that was rising up. Exacerbated by Hodgkin's lymphoma. Wow, so he had double his trouble. Caleb Graves, 33, died in September 2024 after running the Disneyland Halloween half marathon. You see, look, the Lord really didn't like that Halloween half marathon. You had Disneyland of all places running a Halloween Halloween ride, and right after, the Lord put you to death, with the exact cause of death not publicly revealed. He described something terrible. Rachel Yaff died in October 11, 2024 after a battle with fibrolamellar carcinoma, a rare liver cancer. Bella Bradford, 24, passed away on October 15, 2024 due to a rare jaw muscle cancer. Wow. In 2025, several influencers also passed away. Chris O'Donnell, known as Creole D, I don't think that's the famous Chris O'Donnell, because I think there's a Chris O'Donnell who's in movies or something like that. I don't think they're talking about him though. Died in January 2025 at 31. With his death ruled a suicide, a self-checkout. Bailey Hutchins, 26, died in February 2025 after a 2-year battle with colon cancer. Alicia Burney, 25, died in March 2025 during a vacation in Mexico. All right, all down there in Mexico, due to an asthma attack. Joshua Blackledge, 16, a youngster, unexpectedly died in March 2025, though his cause of death was not revealed. Travel influencer Vanessa Konopka, 28, died in March 2025 after a serious illness involving severe liver damage and pneumonia. Preston Ordone, a 2-year-old, known as OK Baby, tragically died in a single vehicle car crash in March 2025. What did the scripture say though? Job 4:7, whoever perished being innocent. The Lord doesn't see a baby, okay? The Lord sees a spirit. Haley Okula, a nursing influencer, died on April 1st, 2025 at 33 from an amniotic fluid embolism, whatever that is, after giving birth. Trick Kaiser, the 3-year-old son of content creator Emily Kaiser, died on May 2025 after being pulled unconscious from a backyard pool, death by drowning. Oh, maybe he or she, I think it was she, fell unconscious and then drowned. Who knows? Anna Grace Phelan, 19, died on May 24, 2025 after a brief battle with brain cancer. Maria Jose Estupiñan, known as La Mona, was fatally, there you go, getting scary, was fatally shot in Colombia on May 15, 2025. I think there's a couple of people that got, jacked out the Matrix on camera, okay? Because they're these media influencers. And as I said, you got these crazies out there that want to meet you to delete you. And some people got jacked out of the Matrix, okay, on camera while they were influencing, I guess you can call it. With her ex at 22, right? At 22, this happened with her ex-boyfriend, named as a primary suspect. Valeria Marquez was fatally shot on May 13, 2025. During a live stream from her beauty salon in Mexico. Sana Yousaf, 17, died on June 2nd, 2025, after being shot inside her home in Pakistan by a man who had repeatedly tried to contact her. Wow. You see? The crazies, man. All right, there be spirits created for vengeance. Michaela Rains, a popular Fox Rescue YouTuber, died by self-checkout in June 2025 due to online bullying. Rodeo queen influencer Camilla. It's got to be rodeo queen influencer because, there's a place called Rodeo Drive. No, it's Rodeo. Rodeo queen influencer Camilla Trevisol died on July 23rd, 2025 at 22 after battling a rare form of bone cancer. In August 2025, Yarly Ashley Hermosillo, 27, was fatally shot in front of her child in a road rage incident in Glendale, Arizona. Ariela La Langosta, 33, was found dead in her car on August 17, 2025, from gunshot wounds, with police indicating she was likely targeted. Most recently, John Crowley, known as King Beard X, died on August 18, 2025, at 47, after experiencing trouble breathing. And he's really not the most recent, because there's 2 recent clips where they say they would happen very recent, as well as that third guy that I mentioned, 76-year-old man trying to go meet somebody, and it turned out it was only AI, and he died chasing behind the real person, but the real person was only AI. So it says this list is not exhaustive, as the nature of social media and reporting on influencer deaths means that information may continuously update or not always be always publicized. Yeah, that's the see. Like I said, the recent clips that we're going to play, and we'll play after this. And yep. Let me grab this because, like I said, the Lord is very displeased. It was like it reminded me of when Elder Manatazakba was doing the videos he did of how many rappers died. I can't remember how many years it was. Like it's one past year or 2 years, whatever. But man, that was a sky high number, man. And these social media influencers are no different, man, because the Lord is watching them self-worship themselves and other people who worship, like what the TV show American Idol, okay, stuff like that. So I'm just randomly grab a couple verses here. This was one that was on my mind. Okay, Exodus 20:2. I am the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, thy power, which are brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now, this is a direct message to the Israelites. Now, because of course there's also heathens, but the heathens are not our people, and the Heavenly Father is not their power. But the point I'm trying to make here is, about the idol worship. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Now, you may not have an idol of, we just heard her name popped up recently, Taylor Swift, right? But you may have a poster of her. You love her, you love you, some Beyonce or something like that. You got posters all up, a whole wall is filled up with a poster of some celebrity or a number of celebrities that you just love so much. You want to run out and get their autographs. You want to meet them, shake their hand. You're freaking fainting, like they were doing for Michael Jackson. Well, you're idolizing this person. And that person, okay, is also guilty because they'll suck in that, I don't know what to call it, that idolatry. So both parties are guilty. One making themselves to be an idol, the other by idolizing a person on the earth just like you, who lives, sleeps, like they say, sit, shower, shave, right? And so on and so forth, just like you, who bleeds and breathes just like you. Okay? Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Okay? So yeah, I had another verse that slipped my mind, but you know what? Let's grab this one instead. I can't remember what that other verse was. And there's not much we need to talk about here anyways. I just want to make the point that the Lord is taking these what the heck was I looking for? Oh yeah, I looked at it like 3 times. Yeah, the Lord's taking these social media influencers out because he's displeased with that. Okay, because it's idol worship, man. Okay, what profited? Now this is talking about actual idols, built or carved out or whatever the case may be. Okay, but ultimately, people can be idolized. So let's just read it anyways. It says, what profited the graven image that the maker thereof had graven it, the molten image, and a teacher of lies. Okay, so what are these people influencing them? To get into the scriptures? No. To turn back to Yahweh Shem Shah? No. You see? They're not influencing righteous things, all right? Influencing the righteous judgments of the Heavenly Father according to the law? No. Okay? They're influencing them about ASMR eating and how to do this and how to do that. And, oh, look at me. I'm eating a cheeseburger. Ooh, this pizza. Okay? Whatever. All right? So, yeah, it says, if the molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusted therein to make dumb idols. Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. Okay? And like I said, these may not be actual idols. They're real people, but still, they're being idolized, and they're liking it. And people are idolizing them. Okay? And they make a lot of money from their influence. Okay? Even, what's that thing called? OnlyFans, all right? I think some OnlyFans chicks were being deleted and stuff like that. Okay, so the Lord is displeased with this, this idolistic activity, and that's why I love the scripture. And you always hear me quote it, man, where it says, "The Lord alone shall be exalted in those days." The idols of worship and all that stuff like that is going to be done away with. Idolizing people is going to be done away with. We're going to idolize anybody. It's going to be Yahweh Yahushua. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of that. I'm gonna figure out how exactly I'm gonna put these, clips together and crop this for a video. But that's all I have for you. So Lord willing, you will edify to next time, Yahshua. Shalom.